My name is Kathrin von Rechenberg. I'm German, I'm coming from Munich, and I'm in Beijing for over 20 years now. And with my husband together we created the couture brand Rechenberg, the main core Xiang Yun Sha'yı. I used to work in haute couture houses where I had the chance to work with very beautiful silk fabrics. But the Xiang Yun Sha'yı attracted me because it was so mysterious to me. Yeah, I heard then that the traditional fabric, a traditional dyeing method from China. It's a 100% natural dye, it's eco-friendly, and it's the nature which gives its vividness. It's just very different from all the chemically dyed fabrics I have seen before. We went many times to Shunde, Guangdong province, to see and to learn how the fabric is traditionally dyed. Yeah, it's an amazing process. Each time the fabric, when it's immersed in the juice of this tuber, which is called Chinese shuliang, it has to be stretched out under the sun and dried, and with maybe sometimes 40-degree heat. Repeated several times. The last step is to put the mud of the river on it, and the mud naturally contains iron, and the tannin of this tuber reacts with the iron in the mud and makes the fabric black on one side. When I first started working with Xiang Yun Sha'yı over 20 years ago, most people who were interested are foreigners. From 2010 onwards, maybe more and more Chinese clients got interested in this. I think really now it's not the problem to make even more people know about Xiang Yun Sha'yı, but to let them know what is the real Xiang Yun Sha'yı and to really have them to understand what's the craft behind. The most important thing is that the craftsmen, they're really recognized and their work is recognized. But I think it's under the influence of Xiang Yun Sha'yı that I see things a little bit differently now, and it's really the fabric which has become so important for me and the way how I can honor the fabric and all the work which is behind the craftsman's work, but also of course what has nature given to us. Yeah. There's a huge difference for me in Western pattern making and in the Eastern way of seeing clothing. In the West, it's more the designer who is imposing himself on the fabric, on the designs. It makes clothing sometimes a little bit rigid, whereas for the Oriental clothing, is maybe when it's hanging there, it's not very appealing. But when the person wears the clothing, it gives it the form. Yeah, for 10 years now, maybe, also inspired by this natural dyeing process of Xiang Yun Sha'yı, I started to do my own natural dye with plants. The natural colors, natural dye, plant dye, color, they all match with Xiang Yun Sha'yı.